One. And I believe we're drive. This is the official drum that pisses off my neighbors. But they feed their children anyway, so. And then, of course, the. Well, that was pretty loud. Let me do it again. Oh, that's better.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice, right?
That's really good.
Yeah.
Calling in the kami. Come in, kami, okay? And I think we have a bit of a demigod ourselves tonight.
We do indeed.
That's very kind of you to
Please
say.
introduce our guest.
Shall I, or shall he, or should you?
You should.
I've just been watching your videos, man. MisutaJones.
Hello.
I can't pronounce that correctly. MisutaJones.
MisutaJones.
There we go.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, and the Google chat has changed a little bit. You can see the pictures in the bottom there. You couldn't do that before.
It's kind of like Japanese television.
Oh.
Well, it's not quite that good, but yes, it is on its way. We are flying.
Reaction-based. I haven't had a drink in 3 days, Hiko. So this is a special occasion.
Who's that guy who used to drink Chimay?
Oh, Danny Diamond's brother. They have Maker. They're Maker Studios.
The Bedonsky.
That's right, the Bedonsky.
The Bedonsky. Yes. Sorry, that's a bit of old YouTube folklore for the youngins.
Yeah. I'm sorry, we're reminiscent. When we were children, internet was on a modem. You see.
I used to have hamsters like powering the internet with a little wheel beside the computer. Sometimes they'd get tired and we'd have to go outside and cut straw for it to eat. So there's a guy in the UK, Raz Al Ghul, who isn't in Japan, has never been to the party, but recognizes you from the live feed as the naked guy from the party. So there you go. Your fame is on its way. So welcome. Of course, yes, this is indeed the naked guy from the party.
The naked guy from the party.
Thank you for having me on the show. I was surprised you guys would have me back. Thank you.
I saw your video. It's a great video. Really well edited.
Yeah, thank you.
You get a chance?
I watched a bunch of his videos. Which one are you talking about?
The event video, the actual video he did about the event.
I haven't actually seen the event video.
It's a great video.
Okay,
it's well edited. I thought, God, I suck as an editor. You know, I'm getting better, but every time I see someone like him and.
But no. But yes, I mean, well, there's pretty high production quality on pretty much everything. And just to be clear, I mean, you are Mr. Jones, of course, and that is the name of your channel. But of course, Mr. Jones is various people.
That's true.
And I've been having a lot of fun getting to know each one of them, including what we've got. Super Geek, I believe, is one. And so who else are the other people?
Who's on your team? You've got a bit of a team there, right?
There is a bit of a troop, as it were.
Okay, yeah. So we have I have a couple of my best mates who are also filmmakers, and they've been helping me out make some of my videos as well. So I've been pretty lucky to have that. We all view it as a kind of a fun kind of experiment to see where we can get to. So, and then if you're talking about the various me on the channel, then there's Onigiri Man, there's Super Geek, and there's also Daikon Man.
That's right.
And they're meant to have slightly different personalities as well. So
I think they are pretty distinct. I was enjoying Super Geek at the Tokyo Expo building, being attacked by aliens. It was pretty good. So I mean, a question, I guess. I mean, so Mr. Jones just kind of popped out of nowhere. I mean, it's kind of like you were teleported, pretty much.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of did a little bit.
And I did watch the video with you explaining a little bit of your backstory and motivation. But I mean, in terms of the Mr. Jones that we watch and enjoy, what's the backstory of you as Onigiri Man? Let's start with Onigiri Man. What is the backstory of Onigiri Man?
Broken-hearted. What's inside? Are you what kind of Onigiri?
What's your motivation?
I like to say I'm an
character arc. Tell us all about that.
Because I'm a little bit unpredictable at times, so I'd say I'm a ume. So sometimes sour, sometimes some people like it, some people hate it. So that's what I'm going to go with. But the motivation, why am I putting an onigiri on my head, and why am I half naked?
Well, the sex appeal, I imagine, was the half naked part.
Yeah, that's probably
the lowest common denominator. Hairless men. Hairless. Hiko didn't see it in his in the video where he did about the party. You know, preparing for the party, he actually showed himself sitting in a bathtub, shaving his body hair completely.
I was wondering about that because I saw the soccer one where like you body painted and everything. I was like, yeah, I couldn't do that. So you're shaving your body. That's dedication.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I mean that's pretty much what Mr. Jones is about, is dedication to almost anything that might get Mr. Jonesy famous. So
yeah,
it involves going as extreme as taking all one's clothes off and sharing, and even shaving one's hair, and walking around semi-naked. So that's pretty much the motivation.
Yeah. And the hope of all this is you crying out to the cute girl in the class, the girl in the class being Japan. And ultimately you're trying to not just get attention. You don't just want spitballs. You want to capture the heart of a nation and become slightly famous along the way. Is that
channel, let me read his channel message. It says, "Hi, I am Mr. Jones. My life mission to become famous in Japan." I've never met another vlogger who had that mission. Hiko, have you? Can you think of anyone who...
most of them trying to hide, actually.
Yes.
They're like, they just make happy videos to disguise
I know
their
Hiko and I suffer when we're identified on the street. It's just we're really annoyed by it.
So that's part of the thing, right? It's everyone can get in on it. It's all a bit of fun, and I hope that people will just dare me to do ridiculous things, because there's nothing that I won't do. It's kind of like a experiment, I suppose.
Well, that's a bold statement, sir.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you won't do, because
how about anybody you won't do? Because I got a list. I'm curious.
Victor's got a whole list.
I got a whole list of people I won't do personally.
Hang on a second. Is this live? Can I just adjust that? No, I'm joking. Okay, but yeah, pretty much that's the
anywhere, any
idea.
place, any time. I think that's the Goodies motto. You're from South Australia, you know about the Goodies.
No, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you don't know American, you don't know about the Goodies. He knows.
What are the Goodies? What are you talking about?
Goodies are like the greatest comedy TV series of all time. English.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't speak English. We speak American.
That's right. You speak God's English.
Yes. Well, I'd like to get some... I'm not sure how much we want to know about Mr. Jones's real background, but I can't help but notice you have is that an Australian accent?
That's an Australian accent, yes.
I was afraid of that because we have a very bad record with Australians.
Did I say something wrong? What?
Hiko's half Australian, and he hates that half of his that is.
That's
why he's wearing that
T-shirt with myself.
That's a New Zealand type T-shirt, right?
This is a New Zealandish T-shirt, yeah. But I'm pretty cool with South Australians. We kind of have a similar accent, although I'm sure they wouldn't admit
it.
South Australia. What's the difference between a South Australian and a North? And this sounds like a joke, but it's not. I really don't know the difference.
I think with Australian accents, it just comes down to, I guess, like how extreme you can get the accent. So like really, Ochre Australians have a much rougher accent than someone living in Melbourne or Sydney, for example. There's not really that much of an accent change.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Okay. All right. I'll introduce myself. I'll do a Jiko Shokai, but in Australia, right?
Self-introduction. Okay.
All right.
So
let's do a Melbourne one first. So.
Melbourne.
All right. So, hello. I'm Mr. Jonesu. I'm from Melbourne, and I'm doing whatever it takes to get famous in Japan. I play Oyajis and a guy called Super Geek. All right. So that's a Melbourne one, right?
Toowoomba.
I can barely hear the difference.
Okay. No, that was a Melbourne one. I haven't done the second one yet.
Oh, okay.
The maybe an Ochre one in the desert or something would be like or in a.
Americans love this one. This is the great white shark from Finding Nemo. I bet.
Oh yeah, mate. So I'm Mr. Jonesy. I'm from the country, and I'm trying my fucking best to, you know, get famous and shit. Yeah.
Woo! I'll give you
I
some.
would buy that. I would buy that.
I'm cheering for that. Yay! That was great. Okay. I like that one.
Okay.
Very good. So
I like that.
you've only been well, I mean, like I say, you seem to have just been teleported down out of nowhere. You've been posting videos for what, a couple of months now?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, I mean, we were planning it for a little while.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically
3 months, only 3 months, and the first video thumbnails, he's practically naked. I think he is naked, and he's got some stuffed animals hiding his gankiness, so to speak. Only
I don't
3
want
months.
to know.
Yeah. I mean, we wanted to kind of not hold back at all in the kind of with YouTube. I wanted to go all out and prove that that's kind of what I'm about. I wanted to be extreme, so that's what I wanted to keep Mr. Jonesy looking like, pretty much. So
have you considered, however, that if you're going for extreme and standing out by being extreme, maybe Japan, you might have been like biting off a little bit more than you could chew. I mean, if you had gone to like perhaps Brazil and gone all extreme, you know, Japanese standards there, you could have like conquered the nation already by now. But Japan, you know, you're talking about pouring petrol over yourself and lighting skyrockets, kind of, you know, to be the most hardcore in Japan. That's a pretty big thing to go for.
This is a pretty tough country when it comes to that.
Yeah, when it comes to
true.
that stupid shit to get attention.
Japan's pretty extreme, weird in almost every avenue you can imagine.
I can see you making a real honest effort at it, but you know, do you really think you can do extreme weird by extreme weird Japanese standards? I mean, have you researched this, or how confident are you that you can really do that?
Well, I think it's also like you can take a lot of inspiration from the environment around you. So it's kind of it's really fun just to see how far you can go in a country like this and how far you need to go.
Given that you are naked and wearing an onigiri on your head, I'm curious as to what your environment exactly is.
Do you have a day job that you can talk about, or would you rather leave that to the imagination?
Hmm?
Do you have a day job that you can talk about, or would you rather leave that to the imagination?
Sure. Yeah, I teach English at a Neikaiwa, so like a lot of foreigners in Japan, pretty much, like all of us, pretty much. A lot of us.
Obviously, one with a pretty loose dress code, I would assume.
Yeah.
People notice that you shave things? I mean, how much? I mean, can people tell that you're shaved? I mean, you shaved your arms and legs, right?
Why are you so obsessing with the shaving thing?
He shaved on video. In the video, he's shaving his whole body.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough.
It's actually growing back now. You can see like starting to come through. You can see.
Oh yeah,
that was about a week ago. But yeah, I just wanted to show that I would do anything. I'd go to the extreme in order to do this, and I wanted to make it like also an experiment that anyone can kind of get in on as well. They can make it fun like that.
So what is the most fun thing you've done so far? I mean, you've done some crazy and some kind of gross and kind of like, oh my god kind of things, but in terms of doing them, I mean, it doesn't look like a lot of fun to do, although I'm assuming...
What? He looks really comfortable doing them, though.
Well, this is it. So what's been the most fun for you? And this is partly for us to gauge just how weird you are.
I guess the funnest thing is talking to people. Okay, I admit I need a bit of Dutch courage sometimes to get me started in that situation. But
courage, yes. Well, that's what I'm.
Dutch are pretty good for courage.
But basically, like one of my videos, I go into a park and ask people really obscure questions about love. Some really.
That's my favorite one of your videos so far.
I haven't seen that one yet.
What is love? Ai to wa nani onigiri man. And that's a really good video. It's really fun to watch. And yeah, and I'm really impressed the way you...
Tell us about it. I want to hear about
it. It's I basically like to just see how they're reacting to this, and B, they're reacting to sometimes a really serious subject, and then sometimes a really seemingly trivial subject as well. So it's kind of fun just to catch people off guard a little bit if I can, but like get some really nice answers as well that are kind of meaningful and entertaining. I think that's what I enjoy most, interviewing people.
You're pretty well equipped for off guard, I think. But one thing I must admit that I really do like about Japan is that, I mean, let's face it, people here are, you know, at the same time as Japanese are kind of conservative and kind of, you know, straight-laced, at the same time, you could probably walk up as your videos show, you can walk up get up like that to strangers, and you have normal. They can kind of treat you like you're kind of normal. They can kind of hold their shit together and do it. Yeah. Whereas if you did that like in America, you would be tased and thrown into jail.
I wonder. I do wonder that. Probably I would be. I have had a lot of people, Japanese people, say that you're going to be arrested. That's probably like the second thing they would say after meeting me. You're going to be arrested, but so far I haven't.
Because of the onigiri, you know.
Yeah.
Until you do just go.
Oh yeah, because of the thing on my head, not because of the clothes that I'm not wearing.
Have you had any trouble with the police?
I've been told off once. Yeah, I got kicked off a university campus once, but that wasn't police. That was security officers.
Yeah. They're worthless.
Yeah.
You could have gone viral with a skateboard. Skateboarding against security guards. No, but the people in the What Is Love video, they handle you. They actually talk to you as if you were not naked and wearing an onigiri over your head. They actually answer your questions quite seriously.
Yeah, that's amazing too. I think it's because I put so much effort into Japanese because I can't really speak Japanese that well that they're like, okay, we should probably just give this guy a sympathy answer right now. I'm just trying like my ass off trying to get the Japanese right. So that could be it.
One thing I enjoyed about Super Geek though actually was I quite enjoyed the Japanese. I mean, you know, I think perhaps the style it seems stylistic to me. Maybe the style was bad style, I don't know, but it was actually it works, you know, in its own kind of a way. It works for that person.
No, thank you. That's really nice of you to say.
No, it was good. So I mean, I'm kind of curious. You've only been learning Japanese what, 2 years? You said?
Yeah, about 2 years. Yeah.
And that was in rural Australia.
Yeah. So in Australia, I started taking some lessons just before I came to Japan, and then I took more lessons after I arrived, and to be honest, the YouTube thing was the best thing I've ever done for my Japanese because I'm just forced in a situation where I have to speak. So since then, it's been improving a bit, which is good. But I've had lots of help from people around me as well.
Yeah,
helped me with translating things as well. So it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Who does the subtitles on your videos? Do you have a friend to do those? Because that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's really hard to do.
Yeah, I've got a bilingual friend who helps me out with that sometimes. Yeah. So that's been really good. Yeah. I couldn't do that myself. My kanji knowledge is.
Yeah, forget about the kanji. Just stick with the verbal. I think is the quickest way to make an impact. But yes.
Yeah, but I was wondering. I mean, do you guys have any advice as to what I can do? I guess to improve my YouTube presence, as it were.
Well, this is a good step right now. So anyone watching, MisutaJones' latest video is called Mr. Jones Gets, what's it called? Mr. Jones Gets Naked at Japan's Biggest YouTube Party, which it was the biggest. Was it bigger than Hanami?
That's a mysterious title. What is that about? It was a pretty big party. It was as big as the Hanami.
Yeah. An eyeball grabbing title, you could probably say. Yeah.
It's a great thumbnail. In the thumbnail, we see Shane, me, Hiko, Rachel, and June, of course, Regan, some other little I can't see
all the beautiful people.
I think Chris is there. Some guys covered up by the YouTube stuff. But oh damn, I forgot what I was going to ask you about that. Oh yes, in that video, in the opening, you were talking to Megwin, and you asked him how many subscribers he has.
Yeah.
He said 400,000.
Yeah.
He asked you how many you have. And you have 100.
I love that moment. It's a great
moment. Oh, it's a great moment. Now you have 165.
You know
Yeah.
what? When I think back on my whole YouTube life, my YouTube life, which is now, geez, it's going 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
In some ways, I think
That's
I
great.
was, I think I was happiest. I was feeling most fulfilled. I was getting the biggest buzz back when I had 100 subscribers. That was kind of for me. That was the exciting time.
And
What?
on that note, I would like to ask all of Hiko subscribers to please leave him alone. Please unsubscribe right
Take
now.
it back to the 100
Bring
days.
it back to his happy days.
What was fun? What was fun about that time?
What was fun about that time was I never intended. I started this. Honestly speaking, I didn't monetize for years. I did it because I was just interested in figuring out how to render good quality videos just on the codecs, and I was interested in how people kind of produced videos that kind of look good from within rooms and video blogs, and I just kind of wanted to have conversations. I was just start videos as conversation starters. So when I had 100 people following, they would all make comments, and I knew all their names by heart, and I kind of I kind of felt like I knew each one of the people who was interacting, so I felt very close to those 100 people. And then I had one video which did go viral, which kind of exploded, and the next thing I know, I had 30,000 subscribers, and I was completely overwhelmed by it. I couldn't keep up anymore because I'd tried really hard until that point to really keep up and get to know everybody. I'd go to their channel pages and look at all the videos they liked and everything and get to know them. Yeah, it was kind of nice. That was kind of nice in its own way, And I think when you inevitably have 401,000 subscribers, and you can go to Megwin and ask him again how many subscribers he has, you will still look back fondly upon the time that you actually knew who all your subscribers were.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I mean,
well, that's how you should look at it, I think. I think treasure this time, and
you should take a screenshot of those subscribers. Go in there and find out who they are, and
I'm enjoying that. I appreciate every time I get a subscriber, and I love checking out other people's channels too. Yeah, I really love the community. Like that's.
This is a different. I mean, this is like I mean, YouTube is like television in Soviet Russia. We watch them. So it's not just them watching us. We can go and check each one of the viewers out and spy on them.
You can talk to the talent, so to speak.
In YouTube, yes, and
troll them and send them mail and meet them at parties.
On the internet in Russia, YouTube watches you. That's kind of how we are. So it's a nice aspect of it.
Yeah, I agree.
And Raz is saying a very nice thing that I still do that, as indeed I do, because I know all of you beautiful people in the comments, even though I haven't met most of you. But yeah, that is a cool thing about this live show, and that's actually why I still like this live format, actually, because it's a good crowd, and I do feel like I know most of the people. But I think for what you're going for, I mean, to win Japan's heart, I mean that's a lot of channel pages to look at. So you got bigger goals than I ever had, but I respect and I admire that. But the thing about that, and the best piece of advice I can give you is so many people, they try too hard, they become these kind of flaming meteors across the sky. They make spectacular videos for 20 videos, and then they give up one day.
They burn out.
They burn out. They create too much work for themselves and too much expectation. And I don't know. My only advice to you is do it sustainably. Plan it out. Do it so that on those times when you are sick or tired or unmotivated, and those times are going to come. You're going to have down times. You're going to have YouTube's going to adjust the algorithms that are going to make subscribers disappear.
Some of your big videos will suddenly not get any views at all anymore, and you'll be frustrated.
And people get depressed about that stuff and give up YouTube. And my advice is just do it as if you would be happy even if one person was watching. That's my advice, because that's often the case for me.
Well, I mean, totally. That I love that too. I do enjoy more than anything probably making the videos, and the fact that I have this like kind of you could say quite absurd goal, kind of directing my whole channel, is something that is incredibly. Like
I want to ask Hiko about that goal.
Fun to play with as well. So, I kind of enjoy that aspect. I like being MisutaJones in a sense. Like it's fun to make. It's easier to make videos on that topic, and it's really fun to make videos on that topic. I think. Like
I hear.
I think Hiko and I usually disagree on something, but I think this is something we're both going to agree on. But I'll ask him anyway.
I'll just disagree for the sake of it.
I don't think he'll disagree. His goal, as I said a few minutes ago on his channel, is, "Hi, I'm Mr. Jones. My life mission to become famous in Japan."
See, I disagree with that. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that not the part?
That's not a question yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, what do you think about that as a goal? Because we've heard of these people, right? We've heard of guys who come to Japan because they think they're going to become talent. They think they're going to get on TV and become special. What do you think of that goal?
Me or him?
You, Hiko.
What I think.
We know what he thinks. He thinks it's great, right?
I couldn't. I mean, honestly, it's if that's your goal, here's the thing. I respect people who really go after their goals, even if whatever that goal is. I mean,
told you we would agree. I'm sorry to tell you, we would agree.
It's not the content. It's the struggle. It's the struggle that I respect. It's the people who go for it. And whatever it is, if your goal is to collect the most dog shit of any person in Japan, I say commit to that and collect more dog shit than anybody has ever committed.
That's a terrible metaphor.
I know, but the point is, you know what I mean? It's the struggle. Yeah. It's the challenge. That's what I respect.
If you're willing to suffer and shave your body hair, for example, for the third time, wear an onigiri on your head, and walk around naked in a public park, I hope you succeed. If you didn't, no, seriously, I'm rooting for you. I mean, I hope to take over the television. I want to see you on TV on my Japanese television. I want to tell Yoko. I want to say, Yoko, that guy was at the party.
I knew that guy when he had 100 subscribers. That's what I.
Exactly. I want to say that.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Now he won't even take my calls.
You're going to be a massive disappointment if you don't do that.
What would you like Mr. Jones to do, per se?
Well, this is the thing, because you are asking for advice or suggestions on what Mr. Jones should do in order to win the heart of Japanese, right? And this is something I'd like to throw out to the comments, because we have a lot of very sadistic, imaginative people in the comments. And this is kind of the thing, is you've asked this publicly before. You want to know, I mean, you want to do the craziest, most hardcore kind of things anyone can do in order to win Japan's heart, and you want to get ideas on what that could be. And this is the thing that's hard for me, because I've seen so much stuff here. So if to try to think of like what would be the craziest thing that you could do that would not like permanently injure you, it's kind of hard.
I guess yeah.
Do you know Dengeki Network? Maybe in Australia they're kind of big. Tokyo Shock Boys, I think, are the English name.
Okay.
Have you heard of them? Maybe they're a bit old now.
I haven't. Can't say I've heard of them.
What about them?
15 years ago now. It's probably that I'm a very old man, but they had a very successful tour of Australia. They were on Renton and a bunch of things. They did a very good tour, doing kind of what you do in Australia. About 10 years ago now.
You call them the Tokyo Shock Boys?
Yeah, in English they're called the Tokyo Shock Boys, but they're known in Japan as the Dengeki Network. And they're pretty cool.
I've heard Dengeki before. And then if you look them up on YouTube, there's nothing under Tokyo Shock Boys at all, which is
no. Oh, really? Well, maybe it's because it's pre-YouTube, actually. But
Dengeki what?
Dengeki Network.
Okay, I'm looking right now.
Network. Just type in Dengeki Network.
Yeah, it comes up right away.
I'm going to check it out.
Tokyo Shock Boys. Yeah, they're kind of cool. They're very much into like doing kind of gross stunts while playing music. And they're very good. They're very classy. I mean, very sophisticated humor. The highlight of the show at the end of the live show that I saw was actually inserting a skyrocket into one of the members' rectums and lighting it.
That's been done on YouTube before.
I know. Well, this is the thing. Now that there's YouTube, the standards
I think you've given enough inspiration.
But the thing is, I would suggest that to you, except now it's been done so many times, we have to figure out how to top that. That's the problem. It's pretty tough. I mean, honestly, because with YouTube, so many people have now shot videos of themselves, permanently maiming themselves. It's pretty hard to stand out, isn't it?
Don't maim yourself. I don't think that would be helpful.
No, I don't think
I would say your videos are really well produced. Keep doing that kind of thing. Do normal things. Ignore the fact that you're dressed in an onigiri or whatever outfit you're dressed in, and just do your presentation. I think you're doing fine. I think you just need a little more exposure. No pun intended. No pun intended.
Really?
I think like today, you'll pick up 100 subs today, I predict. What do you think, Hiko? Do we have that kind of power? Do we still have that kind of pull?
Well, we have in our Oyajiness. I mean, anyone, we've got the links under this, and I was watching, I was actually kind of browsing through his channel, and here's a guy who's making good quality, really watchable vids, and is trying damn hard, and is asking us how to tell him to try harder.
You're right.
No, I think yes. I mean, if we can help direct the people who are watching this to your channel, I mean, this is the thing. Today we're actually giving you quality stuff to follow. So yeah, I would totally go and subscribe. Daniel Piff, by the way, he is bringing up the t-shirts thing again, which we should not forget. But I want to keep it on this subject for a little bit longer. T-shirts.
Which ones?
The ones that you're getting the internet.
Yeah, I'm actually having a meeting right after this live show with my t-shirt guy, and I'm getting 2.5 Oyajis, a whole line set up online where you'll be able to order. We don't have the prices though, Hiko. What price would you like? We priced the other t-shirts at 19.
Yeah.
Would you like to keep them at 19 for
$1 million? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, so Victor's going to talk to his guy. He's a guy who knows a guy.
I know a guy who knows a guy.
Fell off the back of a truck. They're totally good quality, totally legit.
Just happened to fall off a truck. Oh, Mr. Onigiri Man. No, I'm sorry, Mr. Onigiri Man. Mr. Jones. No, someone said I love Onigiri Man. Do you have a T-shirt? Are you selling it? Have you started
merchandise? Are you selling keychains yet?
Merchandising.
When can I get
you're a perfect. You're a T-shirt. You are a walking T-shirt.
He's bobblehead. I can see bobblehead material.
I can have a T-shirt. Sure.
But if he had a T-shirt, then he would lose the magic of being naked. It's kind of a paradox, isn't it, for a naked guy to sell shirts?
That is weird. You're right. It is. It doesn't really make sense, but.
What was I going to say?
Jake Moulton is saying that although he subscribed to you, he does admit that seeing the Onigiri costume while he was drunk threw him a little bit.
It does that. It actually does do that. Sometimes it throws me when I first put it on before I set foot in public. When I look at myself in the mirror, I tend to not think about.
How do women react to you? Is there any special attention? Are there any naked onigiri men chasers?
Are there any potential Mrs. Onigiris chasing the Mr. Onigiri?
Are we gonna have little onigiris running around soon?
Yeah, little rice balls running around soon.
I'd say with Onigiri Man is a very mixed reaction. Sometimes it's very kind of, oh my god, almost like a look of disgust on other people's faces.
That's what I get anyway.
When Hiko and I take off our clothes, that's usually what we get, right?
That's what we get anyway. So
that comes with the territory.
Place to start, yes.
And then the other look is not. I guess there's two main looks. One of them's like, okay, what the hell is going on type look, which is.
Show us the look. Show us. Give us an idea of what that look is.
Show us what that looks like.
He has to speak to be visible. Can you click on him? Because I need to. So he's main on the screen.
I clicked on him. I can see him, please.
Okay, it's on you at the moment. Okay.
So you want to see the shock or the?
Yeah, both faces. So show face 1 and face 2, the two faces of reaction.
Okay, so one's more like a frown. I'm not very good at frowns, but something like.
I've never heard anyone say I'm not good at frowns before in my life.
I'm excellent at frowns.
I've heard I'm not good at smiling.
I was born frowning.
And then, okay, and then the other one it would be maybe shock, like, what the, like, is that real? Type look, I suppose.
Right. No, so the phone numbers.
Not really, to be honest. I don't know why.
At the party, the Onigiri was getting some pretty favorable attention from the lady folk. I did notice that.
Did anyone?
I didn't notice that.
You didn't notice, I guess not. Did anyone else touch you? Was I the only person to touch your chest?
Inappropriate touching.
Did anyone else sexually harass you, or just me?
Mostly men, actually, to be honest. I think it's like, I don't know. It's like.
You're like pure carbohydrates, man. I mean, seriously, after a lot of exercise, I can understand.
Well, who's gonna?
I think a lot of people don't really know what to make of what to make of Onigiri-man, to be honest.
Again, they don't know what to make. Oh, women don't.
People in general,
Okay.
like
Human beings.
yeah.
I've got a suggestion from someone. Someone says Andre LeBlanc, who's he's a friend of Matt LeBlanc. He's a brother of Matt LeBlanc from Friends. Joey, how you doing? He says ride a pogo stick with one of those crazy sex suits from an erotic sex store. You know the ones. You know the ones that have the gooseneck at your hips.
I know the one.
Hey,
The
one crazy idea. What's he talking about, Hiko? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a tutu. That's like a swan sort of tutu, except it's like a goose with an appropriately put head.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
Okay, I gotta picture this. Can we one more time go through that description?
Okay, so, well, Hiko, you know what it looks like.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure you can describe it better, but if I was going to describe it once, it's kind of, you see it in Japan occasionally. People wear them to parties. They just wear nothing except basically a swan or a goose-shaped tutu, kind of, which is just slung around the hips, basically, and the nether regions are covered by the kind of slunk over head of the goose.
The swan's head is kind of sticking out of your crotch area.
Oh my god!
It's held attached to your shoulders by a string, I think, to keep it.
Good detail.
I still,
so to speak. That's basically how I can.
Stretching my imagination to imagine it.
I need wires. I need special wires.
I'm pretty sure if you get a Don Quixote, you could find it pretty quick.
Yeah. Go to Don Quixote. I'm pretty sure they have it there.
All right, I'll do my research.
You know, we should resell those, Hiko. I bet you would make a fortune. What do you think?
If we put like 2.5 Oyajis perhaps on the neck.
This is what we need to have sex these days. Okay.
Yeah, any kind of straps around the shoulders.
You got some good masks in the background there, Victor, as well. You got a horse one.
Actually, up there I've got even more. You can't really see up there. I've got a whole collection of masks up there. You can't really tell. This eye. Yeah, see up there? There's a Puerto Rican mask. Quite expensive, actually. That one. That's my most expensive. A Superman Otafuku mask in the back there. Yeah, I've got a really nice mask collection. Is that what?
Is that like an entire Superman costume?
Yes, it is.
When do you wear the costume?
Well, when there's a need.
When it's trouble, when there's an emergency. When there's a school bus.
When the world needs saving.
Over a broken bridge.
A man dressed in a nudie suit is being molested. I've got to go. Don't worry, you'll see me someday, and you'll be glad.
That's awesome.
Don't let anyone in on the secret, though. Someone else asks, who's the most famous non-Japanese TV actor personality in Japan anyway? And he asks, is it the guy with the fake blonde hair, which would be Dave Spector?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Maybe could be. The highest paid guy now is the SoftBank black. I'm sorry to say black because now I'm racist because I say that.
The black guy, yeah.
The black guy who's on the SoftBank commercials. I just want to make
Dante Carver, I think. Yeah.
Excuse me.
His name's Dante Carver.
Dante Carver, yes, he's the biggest one.
There's that. I mean, I barely watch regular TV anymore, but there's that kind of hot, good-looking, blonde, totally fluent Japanese girl who's on lots of commercials and stuff now.
Yeah, she does a lot of commercials. I've never seen her on TV as talking head though, just commercials.
Yeah, just commercials, which is pretty good dosh. But you're right, that wouldn't constitute super famous though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who else is famous in.
Also, I got a question for you, Onigiri-man. So are you signed up with a gym show at all? A talent?
What's that?
MisutaJones. That's sounds like one of my videos.
That was actually me. Sorry about that. I don't know how that.
Victor, turn your speakers off.
Yes, I will. Thank you. Thanks for reminding me.
You're getting better.
That was, I don't know. That was in a closed window. I don't know that. I mean, on a tab. Anyway, go ahead.
I had a question for both of you. Actually, it's the same question for both of you, including Victor. Are you signed up with a Tarento gym show at all, or one of those kind of gaijin like?
I actually am, but
yeah,
they only
I believe that.
Nowadays they only ask. I used to do commercials, but nowadays I only do narration. They said I got a perfect face for radio. So
yeah.
No, actually, the strangest jobs I get, I do Toyota in-house training videos in English for some reason. Manufacturing videos.
I was imagining you welding for a minute.
No.
We need more South Americans. Come here, put those suits on, put the overalls on.
No, they have me come in and just read English over Japanese subtitles.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm the dubbed voice.
They dub voice.
But I used to do. I've done pizza commercial.
They dub my voice. Usually I'm doing the Saigen dramas, and they'll get you to say some lines, but
Unbelievable.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had a couple friends who do that.
Tell me your Saigen drama, man. Saigen dramas and karaoke videos are like the two genres of acting. I must admit, I secretly and dirtily always wanted to participate in. You know, I love it when they have the Saigen drama of, you know, the doctor.
You heard it here first. A secret.
They're actually really fun.
I believe that. Honestly, they look fun. So what can you give me some Saigen drama characters?
Okay, so the first one I did, I got mugged. I was an American college student.
Just before we start, I'll just because we know it, but for the people who don't know, so Saigen means like a recreation. So basically, there's a lot of documentaries in Japan, like specials about these amazing things that happen to people, and they tell the story of this person, which is illustrated constantly by recreations of all the events in this person's kind of amazing life. And so you have the the angry doctor and the worried police officers and they do it all in Japan, right? But they recreate the story in Tucson, Arizona, about the abducted baby and the alien cult. And all these kind of expats signed up with these talent agencies get to play these. They're called recreations. What are they called? And what's a members, rectums, and lighting it? I just heard rectums. Turn your speakers off, Victor.
Just a minute. What the hell's going on? Sorry.
I'm not hearing rectums in my own voice. I don't like
I can't hear anything. Hold on.
hearing it, not in my own voice, but in my own voice, it's just like...
Reenactments, so...
Reenactments.
Okay.
That's it. So Saigen drama is reenactment drama. So you've played reenactment characters, exactly, like on, Cops, or not Cops, but they used to have all those TV shows with the reenactments all the time, and they're a big thing in Japan. So what are the reenactment characters that you've played?
I've played all kinds of characters, but it's mostly based on what kind of stereotype personifies you. So I've been a scientist a lot. I've been a geek a lot.
What kind of scientist were you? Please don't say that.
Actually, a really cool one is when I was in the lab and I was one of the scientists who discovered deodorant.
Discovered.
So I want to see a reenactment now of your reenactment of the moment that you discovered deodorant.
Okay. It's something like this. So there's someone else, another person coming along this way behind me, and I'm just like, like shock into delight, basically, and that's it.
You remind me of E.T.
No. That was good. That was award-winning material. There should be awards for reenactment dramas because that was good.
Victor, it's funny you should say that because I've also played really creepy guys too. Like that's my niche. I do nerds and creepy guys.
What's a creepy guy? What's a creepy guy reenactment that you did? No, you threw it out there. You can't just leave that there. You got to follow that up. So no, but tell us what the story was, and then do the creepy thing. What kind of creepy person? What's your motivation?
Okay. This one's a little bit embarrassing, but this is actually a Toyota commercial, and I'm actually the stereotypical. I kind of like gaijin, stuffing everything up. So, but I'm also like a really creepy looking guy.
Yeah.
So I'm being compared to this very attractive Japanese actor who's doing everything right, and I can't flip okonomiyaki. I can't.
Yeah. So you represent General Motors. Is the idea? Look at this guy. You think this guy can make a car? Look at our guy. He can make a car. Is that what Toyota's trying to say?
It was it was that kind of thing. It was about actually saving fuel for the environment. So pretty much trying not to use too much fuel, eco-driving in a sense. So
saving fuel. Okay.
Yeah. So I was doing everything wrong, but
inappropriately.
So I was wasting fuel. And my reactions were of doing it wrong. It was an interactive kind of game thing.
Nice.
But I've done other things too, like I once had my car stolen as well. Yeah, so it's a really nice, like, vintage kind of.
So this isn't a reenactment or real life?
This is a reenactment.
I get confused. I'm sorry, I don't know. I always watch TV and I'm like, is this real life?
No one gets their car stolen. Actually, they do get their car stolen.
Okay, so wait a minute. So you had your classic vintage car stolen, and at that moment that you realized that your life's pride and joy had been stolen, what was your reaction? Can you show us?
Probably not exactly, but I'll try. I'll try.
I mean, as you would with an onigiri on your hand.
Okay.
You're crying. Oh, it's okay. It's okay, Mr. Onigiri Man.
They love the overreaction though. Seriously, it's very easy for someone who can't actually act that well to do. And I would recommend anyone who wants to earn a bit of extra money getting involved in this reenactment jobs, because it's actually quite fun and
money. It's not really a lot from what I've heard. I have a few friends who do it, and they say it's pretty poor, like $10,000 a day.
Yes, sometimes a bit more than that actually, but it's not amazing. It's about on par with teaching. I think I get paid about the same.
A lot of waiting time.
A lot of waiting time, and you only actually end up having to do about 20 minutes work, and you usually get to eat delicious bentos, which is a nice plus. So
bentos are good.
So it's good if you're like living rough or sleeping under bridges, and you want a meal, you want a hot meal, and a 10,000 yen note. I mean, there are worse ways you could earn that money. So
even better to roll as a homeless man, which must happen occasionally.
Yeah, I imagine. I mean, actually, if you compare it to Japanese extras, a lot of Japanese extras actually do it for free. I don't know if you know that, but that's a really shocking thing about Japan.
Extras do it for free?
Yeah, people are just thrilled to be on television. And
I don't care anymore. I've been on 3 times, 4 times. I could care less. It's too much of a hassle, and nothing ever happens.
Yeah.
We don't get paid.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of shocking? I mean, that would be down in New Zealand or America or Australia, right?
Yeah, paid pretty well for being on TV in Australia or New Zealand, but I kind of get it's a country of 120 million people with only a few channels, and okay. So I'll tell you, my souvenir shop boss in New Zealand, he was a producer of 11 p.m., which was kind of the Johnny Carson show of Japan. We ran for like 20, 30 years, you know. And one of the features of that show, like a lot of Japanese shows in that time period, they're kind of like these Italian late-night shows. You know, they just had rows of bikini girls and stuff like that, just sitting in the background randomly, like clapping to people talking and stuff like that. And those.
You had bikini girls on TV in Australia?
No. I'm talking about Japan.
Oh, okay.
So the show is called 11 p.m. This was a Japanese show, and the producer of that show, really nice guy. But apparently, so as the producer of that show and the guy who gets to decide which girlies get to be the flowers in the background, you go back to the bubble. Like we're talking 80s and 70s. You know, Japan only had like 4 TV channels, 100 million people watching, and women would not only go on that show for free. You know, to get on that show was a major thing. So, you know, being the producer of that show, from I've heard stories, was pretty damn good for everyone involved in production of that show.
Wow.
So compared to those sort of things, yeah, I mean, you know, it's a different age now, but there's definitely a thing about, you know, 100 million people. Sorry? Casting futon, yes. So to speak. Yeah, but so yeah, it's kind of not that surprising, although. I mean, at least as a Gaijin, you're not competing against that. But yeah.
So some of them can
at least you don't have to sleep.
Well.
See, Tomoko knows. Tomoko, 11 p.m. Yeah, Tomoko, I used to actually work with. So all the guys who produced 11 p.m. now are retired and working in the OK gift shop in New Zealand for Oyajis. And yeah, they've got crazy stories.
Once again, for people who are just coming in, our guest today is MisutaJones, who has his own channel called MisutaJones, who dresses up as a few different characters. One of them is the Onigiri Man, and that's who is on this evening. That is a big onigiri or rice ball on his head.
By the way, can you zoom out for us? The head is very impressive, but you know, can you come back and give us a bit of a full body view, because I saw some glimpses. Are you in the fundoshi, or how are we?
You're not wearing the fundoshi today, are you? Oh my God! Oh, you deserve to be famous. Oh, come on, guys.
I can't believe you were just sitting there for 50 minutes and you didn't even give us the sabisu.
Dude, this is my loungewear, man.
This is dedication.
This stuff.
This is dedication. You have to
You know
go
how
to
comfortable
right now.
fundoshi is.
That's
and
the money
grab
right
this
there.
guy.
So it is pretty. Is it? I've never actually worn fundoshi. Is it comfortable?
Really?
I'm a
I've never
convert, man. Like, it's more comfortable than underwear, I think.
Even like white fronts. I mean, this is the thing. I always have trouble convincing people in Japan that that white fronts are actually pretty comfortable.
What are white fronts? Whitey tighties?
Yeah, tighties. Like in Australia, you go to the beach in speedos and you wear like white, like white front tees. But all the Japanese guys, like I played rugby and you're getting changed and like you're the only one in kind of tight, small underwear, and they're like, dude, that's like what people who make porn wear. But yeah, Japanese get a bit freaked out by that. But I need the support. I need the but the fundoshi you're saying exceeds that for support. How is that? It's kind of like a hammock, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can still adjust it according to how you want. Like it's hard to explain. There's kind of like an inbuilt mechanism because you've got the fronts. Sorry, I'll give you a visual demonstration. You got the front strap.
How do you adjust that?
You pull it through, and you can even adjust how tight it is.
Yeah.
Or not.
I've
So
worn
it's
one
actually-
before. I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I don't know where mine is though. I should find it. It's probably sitting on my third floor somewhere. in the
Look
closet.
out! If you find it, there might be another Victor Jr. on the way pretty soon after. I'd be careful with that.
Well, there is a
So what kind of underwear do you guys?
another one. Another one.
Yeah, I stick with my Australian upbringings actually, but
Yeah, right.
yeah, it's my dark secret actually. That's one thing as well. New
How many
Zealand girlfriends have had trouble accepting.
Can you expand on that? Like, for those who aren't sure what Australian upbringing underwear might entail.
Yeah, it just means white fronts pretty much, which and New Zealand's definitely a boxers country, and definitely no speedos ever. But
Really?
I was raised in a speedos and white fronts family, and as a result, even though I am a New Zealander, I always had some trouble fitting in because I would say doona and thongs, and I would I'd wear Australian underwear. Which was always it led to very awkward moments, at exactly the wrong time when I was dating in New Zealand.
So Australian underwear is boxer shorts?
No, New Zealand's is boxers. Australians are all.
Australian is whitey tighties and the what's it called? Zippies? No, speedos.
Yeah, speedos, all that stuff. Yeah, well, that was the kind of the thing in my day. I don't know how it is now, but definitely yes. Australians, I don't really care about that stuff. New Zealanders we're very sensitive people, basically, and yes, it's kind of they need the extra coverage for whatever reason.
What I would like to know is what kinds of people, other than myself, wear fundoshis.
Sumo wrestlers, maybe? No. I guess
they're on sale in Cebu and Tokyo Hands and everywhere you go. Like,
you can buy those anywhere. I didn't know that. I've
who's
never
wearing them?
Well, you're here. You're testifying here to the fact that these things are actually there are some serious design aspects of this which really make it superior.
Yeah.
So perhaps it's the fundoshi people are onto something.
Yeah, I'm just curious, who's in the know? That's what I want to know.
Who knows about the fundoshi?
I'll ask Tomoko. Tomoko, does your husband wear fundoshi?
Tell us about the fundoshi. Who's wearing the fundoshi?
Is anybody wearing fundoshi now?
In your vast experience, what statistics do you have on fundoshi wearing?
When I went to a Shinto, I went to a Shinto shrine in the snow. It was snowing, and we walked out into the snow into a waterfall, and prayed. And chanted a bit, and I wore fundoshi, and that was the only time. But I still have those fundoshi.
I used to have a coworker from Fukuoka who always mentioned she would always go back for the festivals, because of course in Fukuoka the men all wear the fundoshi with the back all kind of scrunched up, like in Japan they call it a tea back. Yeah, kind of a wedgie formation. She said she traveled back for that.
So she's into it.
So yeah, apparently the ladies approve.
Yeah, that one doesn't sound as comfortable.
Yeah, the wedgie look, but the tea-back as well. So the tea-back is this English. I'm totally convinced that that's English now, but it's not, is it? What do you even say? The problem is in America they say thong, but in Australia that means footwear.
Of course, in America, thongs are what ladies wear on the beach in Brazil.
If you told an Australian that she was wearing nothing but thongs, the Australian would have a very different image to what the American would have.
Yes. Well, we had Kazuko from Kazuko in Japan. We talked about that, I think. No?
By the way, are you familiar, Mr. Jones? Are you familiar with Kaz from Japan?
Yeah, I met her at the YouTube party.
Yeah. She kind of does not dissimilar things to you in some ways. She challenges herself to go up and
She's
ask
a brave
people
woman.
questions. She's kind of cool.
I would pay more to see her wearing a fundoshi and onigiri on her head, though. I hate to tell you, but no, I don't think I wouldn't be able to talk to her if she did that after that. It's somehow more
I
forgivable.
find it easier to ask.
I
I find it easier to ask that sort of thing to Mr. Jones.
Sorry, what did you say?
I just say I think I'm pretty sure I would have trouble saying this to Kazuko even if I thought it. But I'm pretty sure look, Mr. Jones. To be honest, I'd really like to see you in a fundoshi and nothing else. I feel quite comfortable asking that of you. I think it'd be kind of hard to ask her.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
See,
I appreciate you asking.
And that's how close
Do you
I
want me to
feel.
take off my onigiri hat?
It's up to you. I mean, are you comfortable with it? You got the built-in mic and everything there, but
Yeah, no. Yeah.
do you
mean,
have a Super Geek hat? Because I quite like that. If that's handy, but no, I think we can stick with the onigiri man.
Okay.
The
Save
super.
that for another time.
What's the super geek hat?
Because he's got Super Geek.
Is there a super geek hat?
That was my Viking hat for Daiba when I went to defeat aliens.
Oh, that thing. Oh, that looks like a big sperm coming out of your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a hat. That's more like a headgear.
You mean
That's
more
like
like
a
a
helmet.
helmet?
Like a helmet. Yeah, you look like
It
Loki
was like a
from
tinfoil kind of a thing to me. It was kind of.
Thor's. That's actually a pretty good video. It's pretty fun.
Thanks.
But no comments yet. So we need you guys to go over there and violate that video. Devirginize that video. I'll put the name in the description. And we should start wrapping this up though, because I don't know about Hiko, but I've got to work tomorrow. Oh, I've got to talk to the t-shirt guy.
T-shirt guy. So Daniel Piffy and all others who I know there are thousands of people who want to buy our shirts. We are going to have an online store. I'm even going to try to put a Tokyo Tonight design on as well. I'm going to talk with the guy who made the logo. But we're going to have like 4 designs, I think is the thing, if it all kicks off well. And they will be available. I'm going to buy all 4 and anyone else who wants a shirt because, yeah, it was pretty cool at the party. And, there are favorable reactions. So we're going to I feel like it's kind of a milestone when you get to that point that we have a T-shirt now. It's kind of a, you feel like you've made it. You've reached some degree of respectability.
When you paid a factory to
make a shirt of yourself.
Yes, I think you've made it.
I feel like we've made it.
Finally.
It's the small things in life.
I haven't made it yet.
Yeah, well, you're doing. You'll get there. You'll get there.
You'll have made it. I'll put it on there.
You just need 401,000 subscribers.
During this video broadcast, 10 people have subscribed to your channel, but I'm hoping more of you will, after this broadcast is over, will go over to his channel.
Subscribe to this guy because he's really trying harder than we are.
Yes. He tries a lot harder than we do. I haven't shaved my body in about 2 years. How about you, Hugo?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I'm a very hairy man, so yes.
Get a Brazilian.
I would be asking a lot of the razor. Yes. I need to do a transplant, except because I'm blonde, they're all different colors. It doesn't work. But yes.
What's it called? Datsumo? Datsumo. Getting your hair removed. It's become very popular, and there's actually signs using the celebrity Lola is advertising Datsumo services, which means hair removal. Yeah. For men now.
They use colors. Like Dandy House, which I think is, again, as a Western man, I find that a hilarious name for a logo. But
Dandy House.
Yes, they have all these very sophisticated masculine soccer former sports stars who advertise. Yes, I go to Dandy House.
I get all my hair removed.
Which. And there was a time, actually, my wife was just complaining I was dropping too much hair around the house, and I was saying, I'll go to freaking Dandy House.
You're like a dog. Sorry. You're like a dog.
I am. I'm like a bloody golden retriever, yes.
I recommend maybe not sitting in the bathtub using a really small razor if you are going to shave your body hair. It took up a good half of my afternoon, actually. Yeah.
Took too long.
Took a long time.
You should just eat more
Move
tofu.
on.
Eat tofu. It's got like estrogen in it. That'll probably work over time. You just have to eat lots of it.
Yeah, people say that. It makes you gay, right? I've heard that. For the soy sauce as well.
Mm.
Well, on that note,
I feel awkward now. I had soy
on that
sauce
note,
this evening.
once again,
I'm finding
tonight,
you both very attractive.
I'd like to thank Mr. Jones for getting naked with us, and I'm not kidding. He really does. He really did get naked with us.
Stand up and take a bow.
With the 2.5 Oyajis. You know, Hiko, if we had been, we should have been better hosts, and we should have also. We also should have, you know. If I apologize.
He's been a very good guest.
We'll have to do it again.
And this is why people come here. They come here for the class, and I thank you for bringing it, because that is what we are. And Mr. Jones, I mean, seriously, really good production quality on your stuff.
No, they're really good videos. You gotta check them out.
You're kicking ass. You know, everyone just go subscribe to this guy, and when he's super famous, which he will be, you can say, I knew that guy when he was naked walking around with an onigiri on his head.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate having me on the show, and also, I mean, this is I'm trying to stress this is like something that everyone can have fun with as well. So, I want the viewers. I want to engage with the viewers and try to go on this absurd adventure together.
It sounds most excellent, and you know, and I believe in the end that your ultimate goal of having Japan love you. I don't know if you can get like a cabinet. This is kind of cool, Japan. I don't know if you can get like a cabinet endorsement or something like that, but I'm pretty sure that's the end of this. That you should get like get to open parliament or something like that. Yes. And I think on a rigorous 2-year structured plan, I think that's achievable.
Ooh, vote of confidence. I like it.
I'd like to see you try anyway.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Really nice of you guys.
Thanks for watching tonight. Oh, but next week
I'm reaching out to Eric Surf6.
We're trying to get Eric Surf6.
I've reached out to him. Everyone go and spam Eric Surf6 and say that we need him on the Oyajis because we're not being Oyaji enough lately.
Ironically, he will be juggling onigiri next week. So while surfing on the show, which is the first ever in Japan. On a
Glad it wasn't this week.
So please check that out. That would have been kind of incestuous. Huh? Next week on Hiko Simon's channel. So check it out on his channel. We'll be tweeting it. If you don't know Twitter, it's a new SNS system. Come check it out. Make an account and follow us.
Only 140 characters, as if that's ever going to take off.
I know it's new. It may not work out. We don't know yet, but
I don't know. It's an experience.
Follow Mr. Jones on Twitter too. He has an account there, and you can find him on his page as well.
The other thing, by the way, this is just a random thing. I've been really enjoying. I think this will appeal to the crowd here. Oh, by the way, I've got a question for you, Mr. Jones. Music. How did you make your? Did you make your music, or where did you get that from? Your music is great.
Okay. I don't know exactly which video you're talking about, but
okay, it's kind of 8-bit. Like I'm talking about the attack on Japan. I noticed there's a kind of the background music you've got. You've got kind of the 8-bit, the chip-tune type thing going on.
Yeah. Basically license-free websites. Yeah, and then we have I have a friend who makes music too.
Yeah. He
sometimes helps me out.
The reason I'm saying this is that Red Bull, if you search for Red Bull digging in the carts, there's this documentary series. It's kind of getting advertised all over the place at the moment. It's a four-part documentary series about the makers of the 8-bit and 16-bit music in video games from the cartridge video game era. Like the Japanese makers, they go over Japan, they find these old ladies and these, old software engineers who manufactured this music, which now has influenced a lot of the current generation of, electronic musicians. Yeah, and it kind of links between the original creators, who are these Japanese, these wonderful, humble sort of Japanese people, and these musicians and everyone who's like raving about how much it influenced them. It's a fantastic, fantastic series. There have been 2 episodes up so far. There's another one going up tomorrow. I discovered today, I was tweeting about how much I loved it, and the guy who made it tweeted me back, and it turns out he's a Kiwi. He lives in Tokyo, and the production is great. I mean, and it's sponsored by Red Bull.
What's it called? What's it called?
It's called Diggin' with a apostrophe on the end. Diggin' in the Carts.
Cool.
And if you search for Red Bull or Japanese game music or anything like that, you just search for that. Everything will go to it. There's a lot of advertising. I think Red Bull is really, really pushing the advertising for it hard, so it's really easy to find. And the first 2 episodes, actually the end of the second episode, we talked about a guy who made all this music on kind of obscure games, but now a lot of people, when they talk about the best 8-bit game music ever, and they say it was him, and he never got the feedback. Of course, when you're a software company or whatever, you never really get the feedback about the music. But this guy found out on YouTube that they were using his music like in an 8-bit music festival in America and stuff like that, and everyone was playing live versions of the music that he composed and put in the games. And when he found that, he said he was so moved because he made all this music which he put so much into, and he never knew whether anyone even liked it or listened to it. And when he found out 20 years later that people think this is like some of the best 8-bit music ever made, and they're playing it live in concerts, and he said for the first time he felt so happy, and it's made him get back into music, which he had stopped making music for 20 years.
Wow.
Awesome. Just these really cool people. It's just really, really nice, and they're really well made. So go and check out. Dig in. I'll type it in the comments now. Dig in. In the
I'm looking at your Twitter feed now. I can't find that Japan match.
Twitter feed. I tweeted it like literally just before the show. Actually, the trailer for the 3rd episode. I'll tweet it again. But if you just search, I just put the name of it in the comments there. Red Bull Music Academy RBMA. Chris is there as well. It's really nice. It's a really well done.
Is it the Street Fighter thing trailer?
That's episode 3, which is going to be released tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
But that's the series. You can already see the first two episodes. I highly recommend that. And after watching a bunch of those and then seeing your videos, MisutaJones, the music reminded me. But it's a cool thing.
That's a nice compliment. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's the right atmosphere for the sort of for what you're doing as well. And I just happen to actually love chiptunes. I just love I know I wasn't a big NES gamer or anything like that, but I kind of like that retro, that kind of electronic music. I'm a big electronic music guy, so. Yes, I just wanted to throw that in there because it's awesome, and I recommend people to go and watch it when the next episode goes live and to watch the 2 episodes that are up. And I'm going to actually, I've kind of gotten in touch. I've kind of connected with the guy who was doing it.
Good. Let's get him on the show.
I'd love to get him on the show. But Eric Surf 6 next week, and we'll see what happens after that.
Okay, great.
Cool.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. I got to go talk to a t-shirt, guys. I'm going to run. Thanks a lot, David, and talk to you soon. Good night, guys.
Thank you very much.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
My fingers are getting tired. Yeah. You know what? I think Victor left, but he didn't shut down the live feed. So this is really awkward.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
This is like when when everyone's like laughing around Dr. Evil, but then they leave the shot on for too long, and they're all like standing around wondering like, okay, what are we supposed to do after our evil laugh? This is awkward.
Maybe we just got to take over the world.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like I've been left alone with a mostly naked person and nothing to talk about. This is about as awkward as it can get. You could probably stay here and just broadcast like live blog your life into warning. This could be like a 10-hour video. Victor is going to come back and find that 1,000 people have unsubscribed.
Oh God.
This is your chance. This is your chance. You have now taken over the airwaves. And you.
So us together.
Yeah. So I guess
you're burdened with, or you're gifted with Onigiri Man.
I am privileged, and I don't know. So obviously they've made some adjustment to Hangouts that they no longer die.
Okay, I think I know how to terminate it though. I think I can do it. So let's do one last goodbye. Thank you guys for having me on the show.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Does that mean it's just me? I'm gonna go. See ya. It's still live. It's still live. Wait a minute. According to that, it's still live. Wait a minute. This can't be right. I went out and I came back on the same link, and there it is. I saw the duet thing and I thought that was a good idea, but then he's gone. And look at that. Look at that. It doesn't end. It doesn't end. So I'm watching the leg now. I'm watching it end, and I know now that it really is live. I'm going to tell Victor he's got to shut it down. Which I bet you right now he's probably putting on his fundoshi. Saying hello to the missus. I'm just going to... Man, I know I have to tell Victor always to turn off his speakers. This is like a new level of issue. Yeah, dude, the show is still live. Even after we left, it remained live. You didn't shut down the live thing. Yeah, you should go back, click on the link that you sent to me for getting on it, and go in and turn it off, because otherwise it'll never end. You like to FaceTime? Okay. Hello? Anyway, I told Victor to come and shut it down. So, yes, I hope I didn't catch him in boo-boom time with the missus. He did bump the FaceTime button on the phone. I don't know what he's doing right now. I could do this for hours. Here we go. I can just do this forever.
Oh, okay.
Dude, live, it never ended. I actually left, and we both left, and it was still live, just showing no one. You got to actually awesome. Click the end broadcast. They should be like
alone.
Yeah, even with no one there. So obviously they've upgraded Hangouts, and they have made it so that even if you
I didn't do anything weird.
I'm glad to see you have your clothes on. That's good. Yeah. So I was just dancing to keep everyone entertained. Actually, they were asking for a duet, but I missed the comment before the onigiri guy left. Yes, you should shut this down.
Okay. Oh, they're still there?
Yeah, they're still there. They're having a lot of fun. They asked me to dance.
I'm actually trying to call the T-shirt guy right now. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do this all night.
I'll cut off at the end. I'll go back and edit. All right. See ya.
All right.
Good night, guys.